Hi, welcome to a 50-minute Vinyasa flow practice. My name is Kailey. When you're ready to get started, you can meet me on your mat in a seat. Take a moment to settle into your space. I sometimes like to kind of shift side to side, shift the weight from sit bone to sit bone. Maybe shift forward and backward. Just starting to allow yourself to transition from whatever you were doing before you sat down on your mat to the here and now. And once you feel like you've kind of moved around, got the wiggles out a little bit, allow yourself to settle into some stillness, just drop into some stillness and maybe close eyes or turn your gaze down. Start to bring your awareness inside of your body. Notice the movement of your breath. As you breathe in the belly and the chest expand. As you breathe out, perhaps feel your sit bones rooting a little bit deeper, letting go of tension in the body. Take 2 more big breaths here. So inhale, let the belly fill, let the chest expand, maybe you sit a little taller. And exhale. Perhaps the shoulders relax, maybe the jaw untightens. 1 more deep breath here. Breathing in, sitting tall as your belly fills, your lungs expand, maybe the ribs even lift up a bit toward the ears. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. Let the breath settle into a rhythm. It's not ujjayi, it's not forced. Let's see if you can notice if the breath is moving more dominantly through one nostril or the other. Notice if there's places in the body where it feels like the breath naturally flows. Places that feel open and spacious. And also noticing if there's places in the body that don't feel that way. It feels like it's a little bit harder, or the breath is blocked. Noticing all of this, not with any judgment, but from a place of interest. Being curious about what's happening inside your body as you breathe here for just another 15 seconds. When you're ready, leave the eyes open, reach your arms up, finding a stretch. Looks like the sun came out through the window here. And then twist to the right, bringing your left hand outside of that right knee. Sit tall in your spine, keep rooting down through both of your sit bones, lengthening from the tailbone all the way up to the crown of the head. Come back to the center, inhale as you reach your arms up. Then swap out, take that twist to your left. Couple long breaths here, lengthening your spine on your inhales. Without forcing it, maybe you deepen the twists on your exhales. Come back to the center, breathe in. Let's just flow side to side for a moment. Exhale, twist to the right. Center, inhale, reach up, look forward. Exhale, twist to your left. Perhaps the eyes start working their way toward your back shoulder. Reach up, look forward, breathe in. Take it right as you breathe out. Inhale, center. Exhale, go left. Meet me on your hands and your knees. Spin around so that your shoulders are over your wrists and your knees are under your hips. We'll set up for cat-cow here. Lift your tailbone up, scoop your heart through your arms, take the chin up, take a big breath in. You might even look from right shoulder to left shoulder again. And then tuck your tailbone as you exhale. Push your hands into your mat, look down for cow. And back to cow, tail lifts, heart pulls forward, breathe in. Cat, as you round your spine, press your hands down and away. 2 more here, moving with your breath. Really articulating through your spine, checking in with your hips and your pelvis, your shoulders and your neck. And then come through a neutral spine, feeling that your ribs and your shoulders are locked into alignment here, so they're supporting one another. Take your right leg back behind you and really stretch back through your right leg, as if someone's kind of gently tugging your right ankle. So it's not coming up high, but can you reach back further through your right foot without sending your hips back further? Keep pushing into your right hand, stretch your left arm forward. Left palm faces the right, left thumb points up. Press into your right hand, lengthen through your lower back, draw it in through your abdominals. Take a breath in, and then squeeze elbow to knee underneath your body. Stretch everything long with an in-breath. Elbow to knee under the body as you exhale. 3 more, breathing in. Breathing out. 2 more. Can you move in a way that feels sustainable, that feels effective, maybe even that feels good or joyful? Last time, elbow to knee. Stretch everything long. This time, bend your right knee, backstroke your left arm, lift the right leg. Maybe you catch the foot, maybe you don't. Maybe they're pretty far away, but can you find a little bit of a back bend here? Kind of like we did in cow. So heart's pulling forward, shrug your left shoulder onto your back. Big breath in, and then release, hands and knees. Circle your shoulders over your wrists a couple times. Sending your hips back. So drawing circles actually almost behind the wrists to take a little bit of the load out of the hands for a moment. Switch the direction of those circles. Still breathing in, breathing out, coming back to the center, and setting up on the other side. So the left leg this time stretches back. Find some space in your joints, in the left hip joint, left knee, left ankle. And then take your right arm forward. Keep pressing the left hand down until your lower abdominal is lifting up and in to support the low back. Breathe in. Elbow to knee as you exhale under your body. Stretch long on an in-breath. 4 more times, elbow to knee, squeeze it in. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last 2, in, out. Once more, breath in. Squeeze on the breath out. Keep everything long. Bend your left knee, backstroke the right arm. Maybe you catch the foot or the ankle, either way. Soft bend in your left elbow. Drag the left shoulder down your back of it. So you're finding some extension around your shoulders and your thoracic spine. Take everything long here. Breathe in, and then set the hand and the knee down. Tuck your toes under, walk your hips back toward your heels for toes pose to stretch the plantar fascia. You might even reach back and tuck your pinky toe under. You can have your hands forward as much as you like or need. If you feel pretty open through the soles of the feet and it feels therapeutic to walk the hands up onto the thighs, meet me there with the shoulders over the hips. Couple deep breaths. If you're picking up tension in the jaw, it can be a sign that maybe you want to deload a little bit of the stretch out of the soles of the feet. Set your eyes to one spot here. And really feel the sensation as it builds in the soles of the feet. Opening up space there. And then walk the hands forward, untuck the toes, paddle out the feet for a moment. Retuck the toes, downward facing dog, lift your knees up. Stay in your first down dog, checking in with some movement by pedaling out your feet, nodding your head gently, or letting the hips kind of swivel side to side. Spread your fingers wide, press the hands not just down into the mat, but away from you. Walk the feet back just a little bit so the heels stay lifted. Bend your knees, send your butt toward your heels. This is our little kind of turbo dog shape. We're going to exhale right here. And then inhale to a high push-up. Really straighten the elbows and the knees. Exhale, bend your knees, send your hips to your heels. Inhale, high push-up, propel yourself forward. 3 more. Inhale, stretch it forward. Exhale, squat back low. Inhale forward. Exhale back and down. Inhale forward. This time swivel your heels to the right. And then send your hips back kind of similarly, but getting into a side stretch. Back to that high push-up, breathe in. Pivot the heels, exhale, drop your hips toward the left. Inhale, high plank. One more time each side. Exhale, heels right, left. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, heels left. This is that. High plank, take a breath in, drop the knees down, and then lower your chest all the way between your thumbs. Walk your fingers back toward the sides of the ribs. Come onto the tops of the feet, roll the shoulders onto your ribs, lift the chest for your cobra pose. So roll the shoulder blades onto the back of the ribs. Stay here, take a breath in. We're gonna do something a little bit different. As you exhale, lower the chest, lower the nose, reach the arms to a wide shape out in front of you. Pinky fingers are touching the floor. Inhale, come back to that cobra shape. Exhale, create the Y, drop your nose toward the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, Y the arms, head down. 2 more times, breathe in. Breathe out, warming up the upper back and shoulders. Last time, inhale. Exhale. Keep the arms long here. And then lift the feet up, little clicks of the heels. Really warm up through the glutes. You can keep your head down. I just have mine lifted so that my voice doesn't get all muffled. It's not about how high your heels leave the mat. Experiment with maybe bringing the legs closer to parallel. It's about how much connection you can create to your glutes and your hamstrings. All right, drop the toes back behind you. Fingers right underneath the ribs again. Cobra pose just for this in-breath. Downward facing dog. Tuck the toes and the hips up and back. Stay here, a couple long breaths. We're gonna start moving through our first kind of flow. We'll come to the top of the mat first for ragdoll. Soak up these last few moments of ease as you catch the crooks of your opposite elbows. Find a little sway perhaps by shifting your weight from foot to foot. And shake out any last bit of tension in the neck, the jaw, the shoulders. Release the fingers down, heel toe the feet a bit closer together. Palms push into the shins, find a halfway stretch, breathe in. Catch your calves as you exhale for your active forward fold. Push into the feet, unroll, standing tall. Root down into your feet as you reach up through your arms, breath in. And then bring your hands to your heart. You can soften your eyes onto your fingers or close your eyes down. And take a moment to remind yourself some kind of an intention so that you can direct your energy and your will. For me, it's often a reminder that I do this practice to build up my body, not to break it down. I do this practice to build up physical and mental strength so that I can show up with more skill, more clarity, more compassion in all of the different areas in my life. Directing your focus through that intention here. Anything that you need to accomplish that goal, take a big breath in, breathe it in from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. Open mouth, exhale, offer it up. Blink your eyes open, reach up on an in-breath. Forward fold as you empty. Surya Namaskar. Lift up halfway, breathe in. Plant the hands, step back, high push-up to low push-up. You can go all the way or halfway down. Cobra or up dog, finish the inhale, find your stretch. Downward facing dog. As you exhale, set your eyes to one spot. You're here for a breath in. And a breath out. Lift the heels, look forward. Empty your air and then step your feet between your thumbs. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Unroll, focus on the breath. Take it right back down as you empty. Building a little heat here, lift up halfway, breathe in. Plant the hands, step back, high plank to low plank. Cobra or up dog on an inhale. And then down dog as you exhale. Look toward your knees or your navel, breathe in. Breathe out. Lift the heels on the in-breath. Exhale your air, look forward, step to the top. Last time like that, halfway stretch, breathe in. Fold forward and empty. Rise on the in-breath. Bow right back down, exhale. Lift up halfway, breathe in. High plank to low plank, take it through your vinyasa. Moving in a way that feels sustainable and effective. And landing in downward facing dog, we'll meet there. Come down dog, pick up your right leg, kind of stretch in that right leg. Bend your right knee, externally opening your right hip. Totally fine to bend the left knee as well, but point your right knee up toward the ceiling. Push your right palm down into the floor. Pick the right leg back, take a breath in. We're gonna step the right foot between the thumbs, soften your left knee. Reach your arms up for a supported crescent. Then stack your hips over that left knee, and then lengthen the tailbone down toward the mat as you energetically, gently thrust your hips forward. So it's a gentle kind of forward push through the front of the pelvis. As you drag the right foot kind of backward. It's not actually going to go anywhere, but imagine pushing not just straight down with your right foot, but directing the force of that pressure back a bit. Should feel a pretty big stretch in the front of the left hip and thigh. Take another long inhale. Hinge your chest forward, frame out your right leg, and then straighten out the right leg and slide the right heel forward a bit, finding your hamstring stretch over here. I'm going to keep the hips lifted today, but if you like to send your hips back toward the left heel, by all means, go for it. Option to stay here, and then windshield wiper your right foot. Just a little bit of, what is that? Pronation and supination. Is that right? Sounds right. Who knows? Actually, a lot of folks know. For some reason, it's flying out of my brain right now, but see if you can find that little windshield wiper with your right foot. Notice how it changes the sensation all the way up into the right hamstring. All right, rebend the right knee, roll the weight onto the sole of the right foot, dragonfly twist as you push the left hand down, lift the left knee, and then reach your right arm open. Get strong through your back leg, squeezing the inner thighs toward one another. And then breathe in a way that helps you create a bit more space in your twist. Nice long inhale here. Exhale, right hand down, high push-up. Bring your right foot to the back of the mat. Swivel your heels to the right. Pick up your left arm for a side plank. Big stretch through that top arm. Take it forward. And then lower the left hand. Swivel the heels to the ceiling. Lower half or all the way down. Cobra or upward facing dog, breathe in. Downward facing dog, as you breathe out. And take that little warm up on the left, inhale your left leg, bend your left knee, externally opening through your hip. I don't know if the mic picked up that little crackle through the pelvis there. you get any snaps and crackles and pops, it's usually fine if there's no pain associated with it. Point your left knee up, push the left hand down. Kick the left leg back, breathe in. Step between your thumbs, lower the right knee, and then sweep the chest and the arms up. Stacking your hips over your right knee, so finding that alignment, and then lengthening your lower back down as you energetically thrust the hips forward and push the left foot not just straight down, but force a little bit of direction into that left foot toward the back of the mat. So we're working with those ground reaction forces here. As you press down, right, equal and opposite reaction. As you push your foot down into the floor pushes back into your foot and helps you lift up the muscles in your legs, maybe your core. Breathe in. Hinge forward, frame your left leg, stretch it back, slide the left heel forward, finding your hamstring stretch on this side. Relax the shoulders away from the ears, and perhaps find that little windshield wiper of your left ankle and foot. Notice how it affects the stretch. We're heading toward dragonfly, rebend the front knee, plant the right hand, lift the right knee and the left arm. Again, strong through your legs as you press down through the balls of your feet here. Take a breath in, reach the crown of the head away from your tailbone, and then plant the left hand. Step the left foot back, heels go left, right arm reaches up, side plank. Take the right arm forward, breathe in. High plank to low plank, maybe you go all the way, maybe you go half the way down. Cobra or upward dog on an in-breath. And then downward facing dog as you empty. Take one big cleansing breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, relax your jaw, let it go. Lift the heels forward. Empty your breath and then step your feet. Halfway stretch, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. All the way up on the inhale, we're going to add on lightning chair. Sweep your arms by your side, stay long in the spine as you hinge forward. Option to lift up onto your toes in your lightning chair. Option to stay on the toes. Imagine that you've got a pillow between your thighs and your knees. Reach the arms forward, chair pose. You can absolutely drop the heels at any point. Take a breath in, lightning chair as you breathe out. Pump the breath, inhale back to chair. Exhale, lightning. 2 more times, breathe in. Breathe out, put one point on the horizon to set your eyes. Inhale. Exhale. This time stand all the way up. Maybe you drop the heels, maybe you challenge your balance, staying on the toes, breathe in. Go ahead and drop the heels, forward fold, let it go. Halfway stretch on an in-breath. Plant the hands, step back, high plank to low plank. We'll meet in downward facing dog. You can always skip that high plank to low plank and the up dog. You end up in down dog together. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, step your right foot down. We're going to take reverse warrior, spinning your back heel down, cartwheeling your right arm up and open. Right knee's tracking the right second or third toe. Press to the knife edge of your left foot, open up to the right side body, breathe in. Extended side angle, bring your right forearm to your right thigh, left arm reaches up and over. Find that line of energy as you root down to the knife edge of your back foot and reach forward, maybe through the left pinky finger. Left pinky finger starts to spin down. Come back to reverse warrior, inhale. Circle your hands to the mat, vinyasa through. We'll meet in downward facing dog. So we're going to put together a few different pieces of a flow and then see if we can connect them all together. Left side, inhale the left leg. Exhale, step it through. Pivot the back heel, reverse warrior. And notice where you set your eyes. And you pick a point for your gaze as a way to help focus the mind and direct some of that energy inward, strengthening the pose, pressing your feet down. Breathe in, extended side angle. Anchor down to the knife edge of your right foot, maybe so much so that the arch of your right foot kind of peels away from the mat. Stretch forward with your right arm and fingers. Back to reverse warrior, long inhale. Circle your hands, step back and flow through, meet in downward facing dog. Take a breath in down dog. Anytime you want, you can open your mouth, side out. Look forward, lift the heels. And step, walk, or hop between your hands. Halfway lift, breathe in. Fold forward, breathe out. Rise on an inhale. Lightning chair on the exhale. And reach the arms forward, chair pose, breathe in. And then open up, twist to the right. So stretch back through your right arm. And keep the knees in line. Swing the right palm back to meet the left, and then open arm twist to your left. Keep drawing inward through the inner thighs. Your feet could be hips distance. Just imagine that you've got a pillow between the legs here that you're squeezing. Back to chair, breathe in. Lightning chair, exhale. Stand tall with the in-breath, push the floor away. And then fold forward as you empty. Halfway lift, breathe in. Plant the hands, step back, Vinyasa. Inhale. Exhale down. One breath, one motion. Right leg lift on an inhale. Step forward as you exhale. Reverse warrior, breathe in. Extended side angle, breathe out. Back to reverse, inhale. Low push-up or straight into downward facing dog. From low push-up, take a back bend, cobra or up dog. And downward facing dog is where we land. Left leg lift, breathe in. Step forward, breathe out. Reverse, finish the inhale. Extended side angle as you empty. Back to reverse, breathe in. Circle your hands, step it back and flow. Focusing on your breath, in and out. Right leg again, inhale. Step forward, exhale. Reverse, open, fill up. Extended side, empty out. Back to reverse on the inhale. Vinyasa, meeting in downward facing dog. We're going to take that through on the left side before we add on. You get there before I do, feel free to move ahead. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, step. Reverse warrior, inhale. Side angle, exhale. Reverse, breathe in. And then flow through, meeting up in downward facing dog. No rush to get there. Likewise, if you're moving slower than I am, stay connected to your breath. Really be true to yourself here. From downward facing dog, pick the right leg up, breathe in. We're going to do the same beginning poses. Step it forward as you breathe out. Reverse warrior, open. Extended side angle, pause. Here's where we're going to change it up a bit. And a backstroke that left arm. Pivot your left heel, start to square your chest to the front. And then lift the chest and the arms into crescent lunge. So you're squaring your hips and your chest toward the front. Play around with bringing your arms into more of a Y shape. Palms face forward or face each other, and then bring your elbows to a W shape. So just like we did when we were on the mat face down, Reach up, breathe in. Bend your elbows, breathe out. Keep the crown of the head lengthening toward the ceiling the whole time. Inhale, stretch the arms. Exhale, crown of the head stays tall as you bend your elbows. Inhale, reach the arms up. Bring the palms to touch. And then lightning crescent as you hinge your chest forward. Again, find space in the low back. Lift your navel away from your front back. And stay here or find a bind, interlacing your hands. We're going to take it back to crescent lunge. Reach the arms up as you breathe in. Fly it forward, airplane. Lift the back leg, pushing down into your right foot. It's totally fine to be at a diagonal. So for some folks' bodies, it's going to feel better to find kind of the diagonal line, still working that balance. If it feels great to bring the body parallel to the floor, and you feel like you've got integrity in your pelvis and your low belly, awesome. From airplane, we're going to pop back toward crescent lunge, but this time bend your back knee. So back knee's hovering above the mat. Bring your hands to your heart. Back into airplane, inhale. 90 degree bend for crescent, hands to heart as you exhale, shoulders over your hips. 2 more times, airplane, breathe in. 90 crescent, hands to heart, shoulders over hips. 1 more time, breath in. Breath out, hold it here, little pulses. Try and keep the chest lifted. Keep the front knee right over the front ankle. Here for 4. Relax the shoulders. 3, 2, 1. Straighten the legs, drop the back heel down. Reach your arms up over your head. Big breath in. And then interlace your hands at the low back or catch your opposite elbows. Or just bring the hands to the hips. Try and square the hips here a little bit. So maybe swivel around for your hips and your pelvis. And then hinge forward through your chest. Halfway lift in your upper body. We're moving toward pyramid, but pausing at that halfway point. Take a breath in. And then keep hinging through your hips, letting your spine kind of waterfall over your right leg. You can drop the head, you can drop the hands. Breathe into that big stretch. Feel free to bend into the knees a little bit as needed. So we're never ever forcing. See if you can find that sweet spot between too much sensation and not enough sensation. And then breathe a couple more rounds of breath in a way that supports your body, in a way that perhaps calms your mind or centers your mind. And trust that you know how to breathe in that way, right? So deeper breath, more rhythmic breath. Rebend your front knee, walk the hands forward a little bit. We're going to take it into standing splits. Just bending the knee to shift the weight forward. Left leg's lifting. Bring your hands to heart center. Bring your left knee to your right calf. Oh my goodness. From here, we're going to take that left foot to the back of the mat. Reverse triangle. So big cartwheel up and open. Straighten out the right leg. Breathe in. Cartwheel your hands, step your right foot back, and then flow through your vinyasa. Notice the difference between the right and the left hip and thigh here. Stay for a long inhale. Open mouth, exhale, clear it out. Left leg, stretch up and breathe in. Step forward, breathe out. Reverse warrior, inhale as you open. Exhale, side angle pose. Backstroke the right arm, start to spin the right heel up as you square your hips and your chest, reach up, crescent lunge. Breathe in, arms come to that Y shape. Exhale, bend your elbows, keep the sides of the neck long, keep looking forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, elbows bend. Maybe you squeeze the elbows all the way to the side body. Inhale, reach. Exhale, draw down, shoulders slide down the back of the ribs. One more time, breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lightning crescent, hinge forward. Keep finding the length in your spine, stretching back to the tailbone. The pelvis is either neutral or maybe slightly tucked, depending on what feels most comfortable for you. Get back to crescent lunge, breathe in. This time we're gonna find airplane as you shift the weight forward, slide the right leg up. Remember, your option is to work toward bringing the body parallel to the floor and or to play around with finding that diagonal line. So either way, we're working toward a relatively straight line of energy from your right foot all the way through the crown of the head. That line could be parallel, it could be diagonal. Just honoring the natural curves of your spine, but otherwise trying to bring things into alignment. So head in line with heart in line with pelvis. Great, we're gonna step back to that 90-90 crescent, hands to your heart. Knees bent to 90 degrees, hovering that back knee above the mat. Push your front foot down. Airplane pose, breathe in. 90-90 crescent, breathe out. Inhale, back to airplane. Exhale to your crescent. Keep going, a couple more rounds. The next time you find that 90-90 crescent, pause, little pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the legs, shift the weight back so that back heel is back. Reach up through your arms, breathe in, and then either bring your hands to your hips to reverse namaste or catch the opposite elbows. Adjust through the hips and the pelvis a bit. Maybe you soften the knees, bring your chest to that halfway stretch position. Keep connecting to your feet. Press the feet down. Stay here, or lower the chest down, perhaps lower the hands down. Gotta adjust the feet. I know I feel some signaling from my body that I need a little adjustment for the base. Never be afraid to do that, right? So you're getting feedback constantly from your body. Huge part of this practice is learning to listen to that and respond to it skillfully. So the challenge, as much as the challenge is the pose, challenge is actually listening to your body, learning to discern those signals, right? So breathing into discomfort, but adjusting around anything that feels unsafe, right? So non-harming, ahimsa is the absolute first tenet of this practice. And that fully applies to how we interact with our own bodies. And release the hands. Shift some weight toward that front foot as you bend the left knee, finding your standing splits. And then perhaps re-straightening your left leg. Take your Shiva squat over on this side. Almost there with this sequence. We're just gonna rinse it out through 1 or 2 rounds of flowing breath and motion. The holds are often way harder. All right, we're gonna step the right foot back a bit. Come all the way open to reverse triangle, straightening the front leg, find some space and relief on the in-breath. Circle your hands to the top of the mat, step left foot back, flow through your vinyasa. Where can you pick up a little energy here? Breathing in, breathing out, clear it out. Inhale deep through your nose, open mouth, exhale. Lift the heels forward, and then step, walk, or hop to the top. Halfway stretch, breathe in. Forward fold as you breathe out. All the way up on the inhale. Lightning chair, exhale. Reach the arms forward, breathe in. Open arm twist to the right as you breathe out. Arms forward, inhale, the palms might touch. Open arm twist as you exhale to the left. Palms forward, breathe in. Lightning chair as you breathe out, sit a little more, then stand all the way up on the inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Halfway stretch, breathe in. Plant the hands, here we go. Vinyasa your way to downward facing dog. Right leg, inhale it up. Exhale, step. Reverse warrior, breathe in. Extended side as you breathe out. Backstroke the top arm, crescent lunge on the inhale. Straight to airplane as you exhale. 90-90 crescent, hands to your heart. Back to airplane. 4 more times. Inhale, airplane. Back for 3. Inhale, airplane. Back for 2. 1 more airplane. 90-90 crescent with our pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cover that back knee. Straighten the legs. Reach up on an in-breath. Straight into pyramid as you exhale. Stay here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Standing split on the inhale. Shiva squat as you empty. We're going to change it up here. Dragonfly twist. Step your left foot to the back of the mat. Sweep your right arm open. Breathe in. And then prasarita. Take about a quarter of a turn to the left. Walking your hands toward the long left edge of your mat. We might pigeon toe the feet a little bit. Sway a little bit or bend into one knee and then the other. And stay here or bend into your left knee, finding a side lunge to the back. Stay there or drop into skandasana, lowering your hips toward your left heel, spinning your right heel down and your right toes up. You could use your hands in front of your chest for balance, or you might bring your hands to your heart, or explore an open arm variation. You can even bind around that left leg. Look forward toward the top of the mat. Sweep the hands there. Standing splits at the top of the mat. Breathe in. Take a big step to the back of the mat with your left foot. Plant the hands, 3-legged dog. Right leg lifts up. Bend your right knee. Externally open the hip. Look underneath your left underarm. And then pick a point as you lift the left heel for the right toes to land. You're going to swivel that left foot, pivot the left foot, drop the right toes for flip dog. The right foot might plant all the way down. You might stay on the toes. You can turn this into a wide thing instead. Breathe, nice deep breaths. Soft jaw for 3. Press the floor away. Shift your shoulders forward. 2. Low push up on 1. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left side, home stretch. Pick it up on the inhale. Step forward as you exhale. Reverse. Finish the breath, no rush. Extended side angle. Backstroke the top arm. Crescent lunge. Breathe in. Launch it forward, take airplane. Get a little wobbly here. 90-90. Take airplane. 4 more. 90-90. Airplane. For 3. Woo. Very wobbly today. Last 2. Some days are like that. Consistency is so much more important than getting it perfect or being real precious about it. Hold this 90-90, add your pulses. 5, 4, smooth them out. 3, 2, low, low, low on that last one. Stand all the way up, reach the arms up on the in-breath. And then pyramid as you empty. Breathe in. Breathe up. Standing split, lift your right leg on the inhale. Right knee, left calf as you exhale. Dragonfly twist, ball of the right foot to the back, left arm lifts on an in-breath. Prasarita to this side. So remember your options are to stay in your wide-legged straddle, work into that stretch as you shift the weight toward the balls of the feet, or perhaps bend into one knee and the other. Maybe taking that side lunge to the back of the mat, or taking it all the way into skandasana. And notice what you're feeling in your body. Notice the movement of the breath. And stay with your hands down in skandasana, or choose an arm variation that feels like a challenge. Look forward. Shift the weight toward the front of the mat. Pivot the toes forward. All right, we're gonna kick the left leg up, three-legged dog. Bend your left knee, externally opening through the hip. Look underneath your right underarm. Pivot your bottom foot and flip your dog. So I said last time to shift forward with the shoulders. What I mean by that is to shift the shoulders over that bottom hand a bit. As long as that feels safe in your shoulder joint, you're pulling the shoulder blades onto the back of the ribs and away from the ears, long through the neck. Breathe in, low push up, core knits up, super strong here. Drop your knees, but stay in that hovering push up. Straighten the arms, and then bend your elbows straight back. Little yogi push ups, straight elbows, bent elbows, straight elbows, hold it here. Lift the knees, and then alternate lowering one knee at a time. Maybe not all the way to the mat. For 3. One more round of push-ups, and then we're going to pull it down. 2. Keep the knees lifted or lower the knees. 3 more yogi push-ups. Elbows bend. Push the floor away. Fully straighten the arms. 2 more. Bend your elbows back. Fully straighten the arms. Last one. Bend the elbows back. Fully straighten your arms. Drop your knees if they're not. Separate your knees a bit and then walk your hips back toward your heels. You can meet me in a seated meditation, or you can come into child's pose, whatever feels better right now. In child's pose, all of these asanas, these different poses, can be meditative. You don't have to look like you're doing meditation, like a formal meditation practice, to have that state of mind, that quality of mindfulness and presence, and the ability to just track the thoughts instead of identify with them. Right? There's a deeper self in all of us. We're not what we think, we're not what we do, not even just the raw emotion or the feeling in the body. Yoga philosophy reminds us that there's this essential quality of being, this kind of underlying matrix that's resting at the center of it all. Every time we practice some kind of mindfulness or meditation, we're learning to connect a little bit more easily toward those deeper layers of self. And when we have those connections with those deeper layers of self, a lot of the challenges of life, as intense and serious as they may be, we're able to hold on to some serenity, some internal peace, no matter what's going on around us. Meet me upright. I'm going to take a little shoulder release before coming into some spinal twists and shavasana. So you can sit like we did before. I'm actually going to sit kind of in a hero's pose, Virasana here, with the knees forward and the feet back. Give yourself a hug. Notice which arms on top, and then round your spine a bit here. Elbows point down slightly. Bring your arms out to the side in a W. Pull your heart through, extend the spine, chin lifts up, and then give yourself a hug, switching which arm is on top. Couple more like that. Inhale to open. Take your time. Exhale, hug it in. So these are little dynamic bear hugs, I call them. I'm not sure where I picked that up. Somebody other than myself, I'm sure, came up with that brilliant name. And close the eyes, couple more rounds, starting to slow down your movement. Play around with how much energy you send into your hands. Does it feel better to keep the wrists and the hands and fingers soft, or does it feel better to stretch actively through the hands and fingers? Good, last big hug. And then make your way onto your back. Knees bent, feet underneath the knees. Bring your arms to a T or a goalpost. And then walk the feet and the knees together. Just tip-top the knees a couple inches in each direction. Super slow movement here. Bring your right knee into your chest. You can keep your left foot down, or you might stretch the left leg out. Pause here. Interlace your fingers around the right shin. Really hug that leg in. Feel a little stretch in the right side of the low back. And start to lengthen your exhales, extending that out breath to help calm the nervous system. Right leg up, you can interlace your hands behind the right knee, and then just gently lower and lift the right leg. Maybe you start to move your right foot a bit too, kind of pedal out the foot, loosening through your ankle. And then we're just going to trade legs, so not a big hamstring stretch today. Lower that right leg down, hug your left knee in. Remember, you can plant the right foot underneath the right knee if that feels better in the pelvis. You always want the body to feel supported and safe. It's very difficult to get the benefits of this practice, to really fully integrate them if the body doesn't feel supported or safe. It's like any kind of learning. It's very hard to take in new information, whether it's physical or intellectual, if we're feeling super anxious or stressed. Extend the left leg, bend and extend through the knee. Maybe pedal out through the left foot if that doesn't feel like too fussy of coordination here. Both feet down underneath your knees. Last little bit, I promise. Bridge pose does not need to be the highest one ever. Just press the feet down, open up through the fronts of the hips and the thighs. Nice long inhale. Perhaps you find just a little bit more space in the quads and the hip flexors, and then lower it down slow. Either find happy baby or Supta Baddha Konasana. Happy baby, you can catch the big toes with your peace fingers or catch the outer edges of your feet. Supine butterfly, you just bring the soles of the feet together and let the knees part. And come back to your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. When you're ready, work your way into some sort of final resting shape. If you're in butterfly on your back and that feels like a great place to take Shavasana, you can hang out there. Otherwise, you can extend the legs long out in front of you, some space between the feet, drop the arms by your side, let the palms turn upright. And then just allow the body to be held, allow the muscles to melt. Maybe with your mind's eye, there's a notice where there's sensation in the body. And see if you can gradually let yourself become more and more heavy here as the muscles start to ungrip. Just be here together for about 30 or 40 seconds. If you've got longer, feel free to log off if you're with me live, or turn off the video if you're watching. Take as much time as you can or need in Shavasana. Listen for my voice to close our practice shortly. If you're ready to move on with your day, you can give your head a gentle nod side to side. Be open and close your hands or circle the ankles and the wrists. No rush, moving deliberately. Meet me in a seat, perhaps rolling into the fetal position for a moment before pressing up. As you work your way back to a seated position, you remind yourself of whatever your intention for your practice was, bringing your hands to your heart. Mine, in case it resonated for you, was really just to remember that I do this practice, that I challenge myself to build myself up physically and mentally so that I can show up as clear, as effective, with as much compassion as possible in the rest of my life. Bringing your hands somewhere around your heart space. We'll close this practice together with one last cleansing breath. Big inhale through the nose. Sit up tall. Fill your lungs. Let the ribs expand and lift. Sip in as much breath as you can at the top. When you're ready, open your mouth. Let it go. Thank you for taking some time to move with me, to take care of yourself. I hope this practice served you well, and I hope to see you again real soon. Thanks.